Hello lovely beans and welcome to a new video. So I've been binge watching a lot of Max Miller's Tasting History recently, and I came across his historical pancake video and decided to jump in and share one of my own. So you get the well-known, well-loved American pancakes drizzled with honey or syrup and added butter. You also get the obviously well-known crepe. And in some areas in Germany, when you ask for a pancake or a Pfannkuchen, you might get something that is more akin to a jam donut. But where I'm from, we have something that is more of a mix between a crepe and a American donut. It's somewhere in the middle. It's thicker than a crepe, but not as thick and fluffy as the American ones. And when I was a kid, we often used to have them in a savory version as well as with a sweet version, and so I am going to show you both. For the savory version you will need onion and garlic, both chopped, some spinach, also chopped, some mushrooms, also chopped, and some feta cheese crumbled, also some creme fraiche. I am going to start by just putting a pan on the stove and making the filling. I'm using some vegetable oil, although I realize that it's in a olive oil bottle. Just heating that up over medium heat to saute the onions until they're like translucent, 5 minutes or so. Then adding in the mushrooms. And because I don't really want the filling to be terribly moist before I add in the creme fraiche, I'm just going to add in a little bit of salt to draw out the moisture a little bit quicker. And obviously seasoning is also an important thing that you do with salt. I'm just going to add in my spinach, and you can see I've got a mix of like finely and medium fine chopped spinach. And I'm also going to just add a little bit more salt because it helps with moisture. And as is customary with spinach, you may want to use a little bit more than you think you need because it shrinks to about 1/8 of its size after being cooked. Yeah, like I said, it shrinks a lot. Just adding in a little bit of pepper and also a little bit of Worcester sauce. And also adding in my garlic, sauteing that with the rest for about 30 seconds so it doesn't go too bitter. And then I'm adding in my creme fraiche. So what I'm essentially making here is what we in Germany call Rahmspinat. In Germany we get that like frozen in the grocery store. I used to have that a lot as a kid, and in my 20s just over spaghetti as a sauce instead of marinara. Now I'm just adding in not my spinach, I'm adding in my feta cheese. Could have added a little bit more, but my understanding of volumes seems to be less accurate than my understanding of distances. And now I'm taking this off the heat, and I am going to turn my attention to the pancake batter. I've got about 300 grams of flour here. I'm adding 3 eggs. I think I added a 4th one later on, which I didn't record for some reason. And I'm adding my milk slowly-ish. I think I ended up using about 500 milliliters of milk. So what you want is a rather runny pancake batter. Not quite as runny as for crepe, but definitely not as thick as American pancake batter, so somewhere in the middle. Just adding some cooking oil spray to the medium heat pan and adding my first ladle of pancake batter. Like I said, I want them pretty thin but not crepe thin. They are not as delicate as crepe, but not quite as thick and fluffy as American pancakes. And I'm just sort of checking around the edges, and once the edges come up a little, you can flip it, as long as the middle isn't liquid anymore. could have left this one a little bit longer because it's pale on the underside, but that's no matter because they are going to be going into the oven later on anyway, so they are going to be cooked for sure. And just repeat the process until you're out of batter, essentially. Again, a non-stick pan is probably what you want to go with, but you could do this in a cast iron skillet as well. Just, I think you might need a little bit more oil or butter for frying. And while the rest of the pancakes were cooking, I started to fill my pancakes for the oven. So I'm taking a bit of the spinach and mushroom filling, just spread that liberally in the middle of the pancake, and I'm just going to flop up the sides and roll it up. And I am now realizing that that is very much akin to an enchilada. But like I said, I don't know whether or not my mum had that in mind when she made those when I was a kid. And just rinse and repeat until you're out of pancakes, or rather until you're out of filling, because I still have a few pancakes on the side. And just place those into the oven dish seam side down. And I'm just going to sprinkle the remaining feta cheese over top. As you can see, I have a little bit, well, I have a lot of feta left because I didn't quite put as much as I wanted to into the filling. And last minute I just kind of decided to add some tomatoes for decoration, and after 20 minutes in the oven at 180, you're good to serve. You could probably put like a bechamel sauce or something with that as well. And just to make things a little round and add a little sweet option for dessert, I'm just sprinkling the remaining pancakes that didn't get any filling with cinnamon sugar and just straight roll them up. You could probably add something like cream or custard or jam if you wanted, but when I was a kid we had these with cinnamon sugar and orange juice, believe it or not. And there we are. Pancakes two ways, savory and sweet, as they were made when I was a kid. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think of the recipe, if you should make it yourself. Very straightforward, pretty simple. Thank you for watching, and yeah, wherever you are, I hope you enjoy your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!